I want you to think about what you spend every single month on coffee. Now, I don't know about you, but I love my coffee. While I don't go out and buy coffee every single day, I spend a lot of money just on my coffee beans every single month. It might shock you because being from Seattle, we love our coffee here, and I spend close to 60 to $80 just alone on coffee beans, and I put them in my espresso maker at home. I'm probably spending less than I would be if I was going to Starbucks or one of the places near my home. Uh, that's how much I spend on coffee. So, I wanted to bring this into context because my AI team actually costs less than that. So if you're a course creator, coach, solopreneur, you probably already know the trap. You grow so that you need more hands. You need more people, more hands in your business. Trying to get you out of the middle of it costs more money. And now you've got the added headache of managing people instead of doing the things that you're actually good at. And I want to show you the other way out. I run my own business using a team of AI agents, not tools I open and prompt, but agents with actual jobs. I've built this with dozens of clients now, including one whose practice does multiple six figures with a wait list using the same exact approach. So today I'm going to show you the difference between an AI tool and an AI team, the three jobs your agents can actually cover, and the one thing that makes some of these builds work and some of them fail. And by the end, you're going to know what, and which ones to build first. So let's start with the thing that most people don't explain correctly. So here's a question. When you open ChatGPT or Claude, I'm using Claude these days, any AI, and type in a prompt, what happens the second that conversation ends? It forgets you. Every single session starts from zero. You explain your business again, you explain your voice again, you explain your offer again. And that's not a team. It's a tool. The tool, and it waits for you. But an AI business team, it works differently. Each agent gets set up once. Who you serve, what you sell, how you talk, how you decide, all of your intellectual stuff that sits inside of your brain goes right into it. And then it does its job on demand. You stop being the one typing the prompts in all day. You go from that to being the person who reviews the work that your assistant is doing for you. That one shift is the whole game. I saw this play out with a client of mine. She runs a huge coaching program, and her numbers getting stuck in her coaching program. The people, the members, they got stuck with their assignments. So her team, they were jumping on calls and coaching and helping people get through the homework and actually implement what needed to be done. So she built a program and turned herself and her team into the bottleneck because the only way people could get through it was with their help. So instead, we solved this by building custom agents for the homework and put them right inside her program. And now the people in her courses finish the work on their own, and the team doesn't have to sit on a call, and people are moving faster and faster through the program. Same technology, but a completely different result because the second one has a job. The first one was just waiting for a prompt. See that agent we built? It has a job, each one specifically to do one thing to help people move forward. So now we were thinking about in jobs, not tools. And the next question is, what jobs are really worth building in your business? Every business runs on three engines: content that gets you seen, sales that turn attention into money, and operations that keep it all running without you in the middle of every single decision. So let's go through one at a time. Content and marketing is where most people start. It's the easiest to feel. I record one 10-minute video a week. My team turns it into a blog post, a YouTube description, an email, and social post all in 30 minutes. That same work used to take me 5 to 6 hours. Sales agent, they do something different. They look at your offer, your sales page, your emails, and tell you exactly where the problem is in your funnel because it's not where you usually think it is. I worked with a coach recently who was sure her emails needed better copy, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was that her audience wanted to feel seen and her emails were just selling at them. We rebuilt one sequence around that and it started producing sales. And the copy was never broken. The read on her audience was. And then the operation agents, they're the quiet ones. They're the delegation packages so that your team doesn't have to come back with 10 questions, onboarding that runs itself, meeting notes that catch every decision so that nothing gets dropped. I built mine the day to do the job that my project manager used to do and was never really that great at it. What took over an hour now takes 5 minutes, all delivered into my in-basket or to where it needed to go. So here's the part that nobody says out loud. An operations agent solves the problem you don't feel until the person who knows everything walks out the door. That's another kind of operations agent, right? So what happens there is that situation that we had with a client, they had someone leaving. So we quickly fixed that. We went and interviewed that person and we built an operations agent that knew every part of that job. So next time when they bring in the replacement person, they're not left high and dry with no training for that new person. And it onboards them and gets them up to speed that much faster. So you could have built all of these agents using a generic template. A lot of people sell that exactly, but here's why those generic templates almost never work. And there's an uncomfortable truth about what most AI team products on the market right now. Because here's the deal. Every buyer gets the same agents, trained on someone else's frameworks. That's not a team built for you. That's called renting someone else's team and hoping it fits. A real build, like the ones I do inside my AI business team program, start with you. Before an agent writes a single word, it's set up on a document that captures how you actually run your business. Not just your voice, but your offers, your standard, the way you make decisions, all of that intelligence that sits inside your brain. That's the difference between an AI that can imitate your voice and a team that actually knows your business, your IP that lives inside of your brain. Generic gives you generic out every single time. My client, Todd, is where this looks like when you give it time. We built his content system from the ground up, the same way I build for every agent. And today, his practice brings in multiple 6 figures with a wait list. Half his new clients come straight from his content that his system produces. His phone rings constantly, but it doesn't happen from a template. It happens when the system was built on him and refined. So let that sink in. One client told me, I read it through it and it didn't have to change a thing. She used to have to change everything. So if custom is how what works, where do you actually start? This is the part that people skip. It's the part that decides whether or not any of this holds up. You can't hand a job off to an agent if that job isn't documented anywhere else. If it's still listening in your head, the agent has nothing to run on, and you'll end up more frustrated than before you started. That's the problem with custom AI agents. They're not built on how you run your business and your IP and your systems. It's why I never start with building. I start by looking at where A business is actually leaking time and money, mapping how it actually operates, not just how it sounds, how it operates. Growth doesn't come from working harder and adding more people. It comes from systems that make the right thing happen without you standing there in the middle of every decision. And agents and AI are just the newest way to run those systems. So here's what it means for you practically. Don't start by just picking a tool. Start by figuring out where your time and money and frustrations are. Could be content, sales, operation. Which one of those is costing you the most, or it's something that you're overlooking completely and not doing? That's exactly what my AI business audit is for. It walks you through your business and tells you which agent to build first instead of buying a whole package and guessing and hoping and wishing they're going to work. So here's what we covered. An AI tool, it waits for a prompt. An AI team, an AI business team has a job. There are 3 jobs worth building to start with: content, sales, and operations. And custom only works because it's built on your business, not just plugging and playing someone else's template that's worked for them. You probably started here with me wondering if you had to keep hiring to grow. Now you're entering with it, knowing that there's a third option that can work for you. And if you're not sure of which 3, content, sales, or operations, you should build first, take the AI business audit. It's linked right below. It'll walk you right through where your business is actually leaking time and money and tell you exactly which agent to start with instead of you guessing and building the wrong thing. You don't need more hours and you don't need a bigger payroll. You just need a team. And for the first time, that doesn't have to mean headcount.